Mr. Kishore Biyani, Group CEO of the Future Group, joins us right now on the show. Good having you, Mr. Biyani. Thanks for joining in. In order to boost consumption, this year's budget has rolled out several SOPs for low-income rural consumers through income tax relaxation, higher allocation for Manrega, so on and so forth. What kind of growth are you expecting to see as a result of this?
I think besides the budget allocations and money in the hands of the consumers, we believe that India's aspiration levels are rising quite a lot. People are getting into many occasions, people are eating more, they are experimenting with new food. In terms of fashion, we are seeing proliferation of a lot of new products and categories, and people are wearing new clothes not only twice a year or thrice a year, but multiple times in a year. I think India as a society is also becoming very, very different than what it was, and that is probably helping us in the consumption space in the categories where we are, which is the food and fashion as a space.
Right, Mr. Biyani, in terms of retail also, do you see any change in consumer behavior?
I think we are seeing a pattern which is the consumer is willing to look at a change. The consumer is willing to experiment with a new kind of a food. People are willing to experiment with new kind of fashion, and I think that's been lately, this is improving and increasing with every passing year in a sense. So like we launched Kosh Atta as a category, it was a new category in the space of and we have seen the customer experimentation and the stickiness of that customer who bought in Kosh Atta for the first time. It's in high 50s.
How do you see the GST impacting your strategy? Because as we see, the states are on board. 1st July is going to be almost a certainty now.
I think GST will help us to do business much more easier than what it is being done in terms of transportation of goods, in terms of movement of goods, in getting all the input tax credit into our business, the informal trade, and we all coming at par in terms of taxes. And there will be it will be a level playing field which will get created, which should benefit the formal side of business.
All right, Mr. Biyani, do you expect complete recovery from demonetization hit in Q4?
I think every business has their own nuances, and I believe every sector will take I think most of the sectors have recovered as we speak, and there might be some sectors which are on the process or in the journey of recovery.
Can you share your plans for the food category? Is there scope of expansion in margins in line with the fashion segment, or is it too tall an order?
I think with the scale and efficiencies which you build around, there's always a chance of bringing down prices, increasing consumption of a particular product and category. And food, sometimes it takes a lot of time because you have to form a habit of a particular kind of food which you are launching. So we expect even the product development takes a lot of time in the food category as a business, but once it settles in, I think it's there for a long period of time.
Many analysts say competitive intensity is reducing in the retail industry. Do you agree, or is it actually the contrary?
I think it's already reduced significantly, competition intensity, because there are no new players coming in. The rest of the players are also, whoever is there, I think they are growing now.
Mr. Biyani, what is your target for expansion then?
I think we have a stated ambition of opening 3,000 small stores till 2021 and touching 350 to 375 stores in big bazaars.
The capex that you're looking at in FY18?
We are adding up 2.5 million square foot at a group level every year, and this will entail an investment of 500 to 750 crores every year.
Okay, Mr. Biyani, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for taking the time out and joining us and giving us that perspective.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.